Let's do this. I'm tryna be one of the greatest, and my brothers say they got me, so I spit some of the latest of this hard not life of a young black creator, of a legend to be told. You gon' watch this shit unfold.
If we only put part of ourselves in, we only gonna get part of ourselves out. And I say that because my philosophy for the past few years has just been like being this multi-passionate person. Like I got so many passions, so many lanes, so many things that I like to do and want to do, but my energy is still so spread thin that I'm always stuck in this beginning mode. I'm always stuck in a restart mode, and it's like a loop that I'm going through. And I'm not putting myself fully into whatever I'm doing. I'm not immersing myself into the whole experience. And I had to slow down and tell myself that I'm not a role to be played. I'm just a person that's looking to live his life. And when you're looking to be a role that's played, you're not living life. You're not experiencing the full experience because you're not there fully. Because you're too busy wanting to have another avenue and another lane that will protect you. Because once you go all in on something and it doesn't work out in your favor, you got something else to pivot towards and you got something else to fall back on. But I am learning, boy, quick as hell, that's hurting me more than helping me in my journey. And that's why I wanted to come here today on this episode and just kind of vent to y'all and let y'all know where I've been at. You know, mentally, it's very frustrating because, you got so much you can do. And at the end of the day, it's really just, us holding ourselves back. And I say that a lot because it's really facts. Because if you can't get yourself right internally, your external is not going to reflect what you got going on internally. So internal, it could be chaotic. It can be chaotic, and then that will reflect into the external world. And now you feel like you just spiraling and you have no sense of direction. Because you damn near like a fly jumping from one pile of shit to another, and you just hopping from trend to trend, thing to thing. And I'm basically getting on myself, bro, in this same instant of talking to you right now. But that I can't let that hold me back because I keep showing up. But the thing about it is I'm attached to the mood and the feeling and not the process and not having certain systems in place. I wasn't grounded in whatever it is that I was doing fully. And if you listening right now and you feel like that, this is the perfect time to just be real and accept that shit. And accept it. Because you can accept what you're aware of. Because now that you're aware of it, you can accept it. And now that once you accept it, that'll bring you some clarity on really what it is you want to really go all in on. And when I say go all in and fully immerse yourself, I don't mean, try to fill your day up with all these tedious tasks or whatever free time you do get, from your 9 to 5 and from, your kids and things like that, to just do nonstop whatever it is that you want to set out to do. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is our energy is so spread thin that we can't, the progress that we think we're making, when we get to a certain point, we stop or we take a break because it gets too hard and we go to something else. And that's what we gotta stop doing. And I know I'm very guilty of this shit. So I wanted to start the episode straight to the point. But if you now tuned in and you still been listening this far, man, thank you. Welcome to the new episode of the Fearless Conversations podcast. It's your host, Holden Hollingsworth. And just like I started it, this is what this podcast episode is going to be about today. It's a new season. Right now, it's April 1st. We are transitioning to the spring. Which means that whatever New Year's resolution, whatever goals you had set for this year, I guarantee you probably might be off track right now. And that's totally fine because it's certain shit that I wanted to do that I'm not where I want to be at in this point in time of the year. But that's okay, because we were able to accept it and keep it pushing. Because you still showing up. I'm still showing up. But it's how we show up, when we show up, and what we're gonna focus on. You know, a lot of times we get in our own way by analyzing the world around us. And when we analyze the world around us, via, social media and just the outside world itself, we start to think that we're not enough. And we start to think whatever it is we're doing isn't worthy of being celebrated. That's how I feel. I feel like I don't promote myself enough. I don't post enough. And a lot of times it was because, like, all right, I don't really fuck with social media. And that's facts. I don't fuck with social media. But then after doing a little more digging and work on myself, I realized that I'm not believing fully into whatever it is that I'm doing, whether it's selling merch, whether it's public speaking and being an inspirational speaker, whether it's just the podcast, hopping on, knocking these episodes out and just getting my thoughts out. I wasn't believing fully into what I was doing. And I don't give a damn who you is. If you don't believe in whatever it is you're doing, how can you expect anybody else to believe in the vision and everything that you're doing? Like, for example, when I was doing my clothes, I had so many people telling me, like, yo, this shit's dope. Like, yo, you got a message. Yo, you doing your thing. And on the surface, I would take that shit like, yo, thank you, I appreciate it. But deep down, it didn't hit the same because I didn't believe in that, and I really wasn't telling myself that. So whatever it is that the people was telling me, at the end of the day, didn't mean shit, because I was still stuck here. And the same goes for this podcast. I had started this podcast September of 2025, and I was knocking episodes out, and then I just stopped. I stopped because I didn't immerse myself fully. And not only that, I was sticking to the feeling. I was sticking to how I felt rather than building systems, rather than staying disciplined and trusting the process. And that's okay, because that's what this podcast is about, is to have these fearless conversations and be vulnerable and to be transparent. But it's a new season, man, and it's a perfect opportunity, for all of us to realize, damn, we've been slacking. Like, not even slacking, we just been in our own head, and that shit ain't nothing but the devil trying to get in our head, bro. But you gotta fight past that shit, because them negative thoughts and them doubts and shit, when you give that shit energy and light, that shit is real. Where you think, like, damn, I'm not really capable of doing this, or damn, this shit got too hard, this ain't even for me. And it could be for whatever it is that you into. I'm just going based off of what I'm into and what I'm doing. And that shit's been holding me back. But it's over with. It's time. It's time to believe fully and immerse myself fully into the experience, and stop being so afraid to be seen, and start believing in what I'm doing. That was my problem. Like, that still is my problem that I deal with to this day. I don't like to be seen. Like, I like my private life. And I want to stop having this scapegoat about social media, about wanting to post certain things, because at the end of the day, it's our choice. It's our choice. I keep seeing people talking about they focus and they can't focus because social media, then they want to get rid of social media. Social media is not really the problem. It's the people that's using this shit. I'm okay. I'll rephrase that. Social media is somewhat a problem, But we are going in and we clicking that app every day because we're addicted. We're clicking at, you know, we're doom scrolling. We're doing all this shit because obviously we're addicted to this shit. But at the same time, we have the free will to not click on that fucking app, to not keep scrolling. We got the free will. I don't want to hear that shit no more. And that's some shit that I even be telling myself, like, yo, I think it's social media. Like, I'm not a social media person, and I'm not, but times have changed. And if you want to build something, you have to be seen. Most of the time. Whatever it is, like, you're doing, you have to be seen. And I'm the person where it's like, man, I like to live in the moment. Like, I really like just posting everything about me and what I'm doing and shit. Like, that shit just be weird. You feel me? I'm a very private person. And I like to carry that mystique about me. I don't want, I didn't want to just water myself down and be so accessible and be seen so much. I wanted to be a person who just pop on here, I say what I say, I do what I do, promote what I promote, and I'm back off this shit. But that's not really the case for certain, you know, certain things. And I was so afraid of wanting to say and talk so much and do a lot that I was afraid of being watered down myself. A lot of these episodes that I do, majority of the time, I don't have no script. I just go and I just go with what comes to my mind and what I'm feeling at this time. So somebody's calling me.